Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm Skittles and thank you for popping by. Now, today we're going to be having a look at the Cult of the Lamb Woolhaven Midwinter Showcase. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty excited about this. I can't believe the amount of content they're giving us, the amount of extras, enemies, but we're going to get all into that. And just to point out, in my last video, I got so much of this wrong what this content was going to be. So let's go over what I've got wrong and what's coming up. And remember, praise the lamb. Now, first, we're going to start with a new god. I was calling it Inga. It's Yinga. She's not god of the lambs, she's god of winter. And the more interesting part of this little section of the new announcement, I find, is we have all the different homes for all the souls of the lambs that we're going to be bringing back. But if you look at this little bit here, that seems to be new weapons. And if I'm not mistaken, that's a crossbow, and the axe next to it is the axe of the executioner that we were first killed by at the beginning of the story. So it may be that when we defeat certain enemies on this DLC, we get their weapons as legendary weapons and can craft them to take into battle ourselves. We're getting new legendary weapons. That is unbelievable. Now let's have a look at one of the more difficult parts of the new DLC, the winter element. And first of all, always keep your furnace burning. And what it looks like from in this is we need to mine rot in order to feed into the furnace to keep the furnace running. Now, we can have our own mine on the cult, so that's going to be important, but we'll probably get it from elsewhere as well. We can also use what they're calling the baptismal pool. I called it a pool of sludge or slime, and I was very, very far off that, so now I know. On top of the difficulties of winter, we also have that we can't farm, but there are benefits that come with it. For example, animals. We can now eat, tame, and it turns out we can even race our own animals, give them to followers that we like as little teddies, and isn't that cute? Of course, Cult of the Lamb gives us a little something extra cute to do, but not only on top of that, we can now make snow lambs, we can throw snowballs, and I've seen a couple of followers making a couple of snow angels, so I'm gonna love this. I just want to take a quick sec to talk about some of the new buildings we've seen, because we've got the new area for the character Gafernon. We have a new exorcism altar, which I thought was a sin generation wheel, but this is cooler. We can now get perfect followers if we want, or hopefully that's the way it works. We'll see about that. We also now have the job hut, so we can say specifically where we want people to go, but there are a couple things I'm still not sure of, because there's one building that has a hammer and a saw on it, and they haven't said what that's to do with, but it does look like it's to do with building. And then we also have these chests with a lightning insignia on top of them. Now, I still don't know what this is, and they haven't mentioned it in game, so at least we've still got some surprises to come. In the next bit, let's talk dungeons and weapons, and as we can see, we have an exciting new way of starting the dungeon when we're climbing inside of the mountain, it looks like. Secondly, I want to point out that I called the flail the ball and chain. Thank you to those of you who corrected me, and it's now official anyway. Also, with the flail, it seems to come in different variants, just like our normal weapons do. For in this scene, we have our black one with red eyes, and in this scene, we have what almost looks to be like a puzzle piece one. So we'll get to see if it's just our normal godly, poisonous, bleed, or if there's something new in there too. I wanted to point out in the ice area, we seem to be collecting these plants or flowers, and that's a new collectible that we give to the dragon to help with his egg, so that's a new forageable for us to find. Here we have an example of one of the new legendary weapons, which doesn't seem to match any of the current weapon types or variants, so there we are, brand new weapon. Here's a new curse, and it's that Greek fire, or is it electric? But electric would match the new theme of this DLC. We have a brand new status effect that looks like it'll slowly set the lamb on fire. And is it just me, or does this look like a reference to Hot Fuzz? I'm looking forward to finding more about the new gods, including this Marcosius, and as you can see in this scene, we have this electrical setup, which is what he's using to embrace the power of the storm to power his experiments. Once we smash it up, it breaks into the same items that are hanging around his neck. Also, it gives you rot burn, which is the other key component of this new DLC, so I'm excited to find out what all this is about. Keeping your followers warm and murder and mayhem isn't the only thing to keep you busy in this DLC. We also have brand new side characters to deal with. Are you going to get your monetary revenge on Midas? Are you going to help Smaug from The Hobbit? Are you going to help the moth become his sexy destiny? Or are you going to learn to garden in rot? If you're on PC, you can head over to Steam right now and pre-order the DLC for £15. I think that's incredibly reasonable, but I'm on console, so I'm gonna have to wait a little bit longer, and I just want to give them my money. Please, take my money. And there we have it, everything I can spot in the new Cult of the Lamb Woolhaven DLC for the Midwinter Showcase. Now, if there's anything I haven't spotted that you did, please let me know below. I'm going to be keeping an eye on any follow-up videos they might do, but I cannot wait for January, and I'll be following everything there. But in the meantime, thank you so much for joining me, I really do appreciate it. I've been Skittles, I'm going to be off, but remember, praise the lamb. Bye-bye.